In 1940, the entire world was shaken by the great Dictator. On screen, comedy king Charlie Chaplin portrayed a dictator, copying that infamous square moustache exactly. But one strange mystery has endured for an entire century. Who wore this moustache first? Did the most brutal dictator in history truly imitate a comedian? The truth is not as simple as you might think. Let us travel back to a time when this moustache had not yet become a symbol of evil, and see how it was once a remarkably practical revolution. Welcome back to Everyday Things Explained. The revolution from the factory to the film set. At the end of the 19th century, enormous curled moustaches were a measure of masculinity. But when the wave of industrialisation erupted, they instantly became a disaster. Inside factories, thick facial hair could easily get caught in gears or become coated in oil. To survive, American workers began trimming their moustaches, leaving only a tiny patch beneath the nose. The toothbrush moustache was born from this, representing the pace of a hurried life. In 1914, Charlie Chaplin brought this style to Hollywood screens for his character, the Tramp. The reason was intensely practical: film technology. Silent films required actors to express everything through their facial muscles. A large mustache would hide the mouth, but a clean-shaven face would fade beneath the crude lights of an early film set. That small patch of hair became the perfect visual accent, making every expression sharp even from a distance. A death order in the trenches. So what about Hitler? Historical records prove this. Throughout the First World War, Hitler still wore a long, thick moustache in the traditional German style and had not yet known anything about Charlie Chaplin. The turning point came when chemical weapons appeared. The German army was issued gas masks for these masks to work effectively. Their rubber seals had to fit perfectly against the skin. Hitler's enormous moustache created gaps around the edge of his mask, allowing poison gas to nearly take his life. A superior officer ordered Hitler to trim his moustache immediately to stay alive. Amid trenches thick with the smell of chlorine, Hitler's toothbrush moustache was born from a brutal need for survival, not from a sense of style. But this remains only a rumor, because not every source agrees. Still, it reveals a striking possibility. The moustache later feared by the world may have begun for a practical reason on the battlefield, turning a face into a logo of evil. When the war ended and he entered politics, Hitler chose to keep the moustache. In the 1920s, printing and media technology remained poor. Newspaper photographs were often smudged with ink, while documentary films were dim and blurred. Among thousands of politicians, that dark patch beneath his nose, combined with his side-parted hair, Hitler into an unmistakable symbol. From a great distance or on a low-quality leaflet, crowds could recognize him instantly. That is Hitler. It worked exactly like a brand logo. In 1944, American intelligence even created mock-up images of Hitler clean-shaven to prevent him from escaping across the border. The result? Without that patch of hair, Hitler looked exactly like an anonymous middle-aged man on the street. History's copyright. When Nazi Germany collapsed, the toothbrush moustache almost vanished from public life. No one needed to ban it. No new trend needed to replace it. The memories of war, propaganda, crimes, and fear were enough to make people never want to see that moustache on their own faces again. The same design that once made audiences laugh with Chaplin became something deeply unsettling the moment it appeared on Hitler. That is how one lifeless detail on a human face was taken away and permanently nailed to the darkest side of history. Thank you for watching Everyday Things Explained. See you in the next video.